Who should head a hospital department? Should it always be the most senior doctor, or should it be different doctors getting a chance to lead every few years? That has been one of the most debated proposals by the National Medical Commission, India's top medical regulator, in the recent years. And now, a feedback on NMC's proposal to rotate HoDs every 3 years has prompted a rethink. Hello and welcome to The Print. I am Sneha Richhariya, and I'm here to explain what's behind the whole debate about rotatory headship in Indian medical colleges. Every medical college has departments such as medicine, surgery, radiology, cardiology, and pediatrics. Each department is led by a head of the department or an HoD. The HoD is responsible for much more than patient care. The role includes supervising doctors and faculty members, overseeing postgraduate teaching, research, examinations, and day to day functioning of the department. Now, for decades, the system has been simple. The senior most professor becomes the HoD and remains in that position until retirement or until another vacancy arises. The National Medical Commission wanted to change this. In a proposal brought in 2025, the NMC said that the HoD's position should rotate every 3 years among eligible professors and associate professors based on seniority. The idea was to ensure that leadership does not remain with one person for many years and that more doctors can get the opportunity to head departments. Now, this was not an entirely new idea. Institutes like AIMS Delhi, PGI Chandigarh had earlier discussed similar proposals following recommendations made by a committee which was headed by Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul. However, neither institutes implemented the system. The NMC proposal would have been the first attempt to introduce such a model across the country, covering more than 800 medical colleges. Supporters say that rotatory headship encourages greater accountability, prevents concentration of power, and gives younger faculty members an opportunity to take on leadership roles. In an online feedback received on the NMC proposal, out of 421 responses submitted, 249 opposed it, while 172 supported it. Based on that feedback, the NMC's Postgraduate Medical Education Board has suggested a merit cum seniority based model, allowing institutions to appoint department heads by considering both experience and merit. Many stakeholders argue that administrative ability, teaching record, research achievements, and leadership skills are as important as seniority while selecting an HoD. Some also warn that changing department heads every 3 years could disrupt long term research projects, postgraduate training, and continuity in administration. Another concern relates to hierarchy. Under the proposed system, an associate professor could become the HoD while a more senior professor continued working in the same department. Critics argue that such a situation could create unnecessary administrative conflicts. The critics say that the HoD is primarily an administrative position and the government rules already make seniority the basis of such appointments, and that the NMC may not have the authority to regulate what is essentially a service matter. They say that the fixed 3 year tenure could discourage department heads from taking difficult administrative decisions because they know that they will be replaced regardless of performance. Now, while the NMC has been reviewing stakeholder feedback, a similar dispute has already reached the courts. In December 2023, Karnataka's autonomous medical colleges introduced a policy making HoD appointments rotational every 3 years. The policy was applied immediately, resulting in two professors at the Karnataka Institute of Medical Sciences in Hubli losing their positions as department heads. Both the professors challenged the decision in court. A single judge ruled in their favor. However, a division bench of the Karnataka High Court later upheld the rotational policy, saying that it served a legitimate administrative purpose. The matter is now before the Supreme Court. The apex court stayed Karnataka's rotation policy last year and also made the NMC a party to the case. During the hearing in May this year, the Karnataka government argued that NMC's latest regulations no longer classify the HoD as an administrative post. The petitioners dispute that interpretation. The matter is now scheduled to be held on 11th August this year before a fresh bench. One of the petitioners told the print that the objection is not to selecting department heads on merit, but to making leadership rotation automatically every 3 years without considering the need for individual departments. So, where's the proposal standing now? The NMC has not taken a final decision yet. The proposal remains under discussion. But with nearly 60% of stakeholders opposing mandatory rotation and the Supreme Court hearing a similar dispute, The proposal appears far less likely to become a nationwide rule than when it was first introduced. That was all from me. I am Sneha Richhariya. You were watching The Print.